everybody, so it's May 2023 and we thought we'd give you an update on the state of the Garden Railroad here and our progress that we've made. So if you saw our video for May 2023, you saw that we were really just kind of recovering from the winter. Our waterfall feature was all apart. We had a lot of cleanup to do on the plants and so forth, and then we also had to clean the track and so forth. So yeah, anyway, we got out here this weekend and really we were just going to show you the progress on the track cleaning and all that, but yeah, we really made a lot of progress this weekend. So what we did here was we planted the rest of our plants, so you can see the two flowering plants there on the end, and then these plants here, they're not flowering just yet. They were flowering earlier, but they aren't yet. We put these in just a few days ago. And as you can see here, we cleaned the track pretty good. You can see the rails are all nice and shiny there. And we did that with a drywall sander, actually, which worked really well. I wanted to show you how we went about doing that and also do a before and after shot, but Evan worked so quick on it that he had it all done by the time I was ready to shoot it, so which was a good thing because I didn't have to do it, so he got it all done. So yeah, as we go around here, we'll see that we got our water feature back up and running. Our plants are really coming back. This little spot here with all the animals and the snack bar there, we're going to eventually, as one of our projects for this year, turn this into a little zoo scene. So we've just kind of laid out where everything should be, and we just have to make some animal pens and things like that. And we got our farm down here. We got some people working on the bales of hay here. Got our barn and our house. And then way at the end here, we have our little track maintenance shed there and a worker. So yeah, everything really cleaned up nice. It didn't take all that long, which is good. Although it's not really difficult to maintain a garden railroad that's set on stone. So so the maintenance wasn't too bad. It's late in the day here, so we might be getting some sun glare here. One of the other things that we added to the railroad this year, we added these pathway lights. We thought they might be kind of nice to illuminate the railroad at night, and maybe not only make it more useful or usable at night, but we thought it might look nice. So we'll see how those go. It makes the railroad look quite busy, I think, with all the how many lights we have here. We bought 3 boxes of 4 from Lowe's, and if you see around here, you'll see that they end before we were able to finish the whole length down here. So that's the last one, and we have a few feet to go here. But we didn't buy enough boxes, and I wasn't really thinking that we were going to put them every 4 feet like the manufacturer recommends. So we'll have a few more to buy, but really we just put these in today, so we'll see what they look like tonight and see if we want to continue with this idea or not. So yeah, so let's go around and just give you a quick update on our buildings here, like what they are. So the first thing we have here, well actually the first thing we have over here, were a pair of track sheds, and these are by Pico. That's a built-up shed, so we didn't have to put that together. So that was kind of nice. Then we have a Pico barn, and that's a nice kit there. They have 2 versions of the barn. They have that one, and then they have a barn with 2 like kind of wings off to each side. So we got the one without the wings. And then we have Aunt Bee's house here. And that's also a Pico model. And then we have Fred's snack bar. And I'm not sure, is this a Pico model or is this a Pola? I almost want to say this was a Pola model, but I'm not 100% sure actually. This one we built late in the year last year. So yeah, but regardless, we bought it off of onlytrains.com, and they have both Pico and Pola buildings. And then over here we have, these were two built up models here. These are both by Pico. It's a small water tower and then the River City train station. So we usually like to build the kits. The kits are fun to build, but sometimes the thing that we want is already built up, and so we just go ahead and buy that. And then this is Vico's Chicken Station. This is a Pola building. You can usually tell the Pola buildings, they're not all like this, but the Pola buildings typically have a base underneath it, unlike the Pico buildings. With the Pico buildings, we put the blocks underneath as kind of foundational, so you can see the block that the River City Station is setting on. We do that a lot with the Pico buildings, but sometimes Pola, you don't have to do that. And then there's our water feature, as you can see. I'm not 100% happy with the way it came out. I may end up doing this again next year. I may redo this whole kind of corner of the railroad next year. You know, it's nice, but I think we could probably do a little bit better. And then down here we have our campsites that are next to our beach over here. So this is our beach area. All that is mortar that I set in. And last year when we put this in, I set sand on it and was hoping the sand would dry in the mortar so that we wouldn't have to keep changing the sand and it would still look beachy. But yeah, so we'll see about that. And I can also, I also bought some sand that I can just add sand to kind of complete the effect. And then those are Pico boats over there. Those are the sailboats that you can get. And as we keep going over here, this building here, this is a Pola building. This is the Pola barn. And this one here actually doesn't have a base that it sits on. This one here is sitting on one of those you know, cement blocks that we use for the foundations of a lot of our buildings, so that they're not just sitting, you know, straight on onto the stone. And then this is the Pico Texaco station. Let me turn it this way so you can see some of the Texaco signage. This was a fun one to build. We really like this. And then inside the Texaco station, we have our yellow 5-window coupe as my tribute to the movie American Graffiti. I saw this on one of the websites, this car here, and I just had to have it. So we ordered it, and that's my John Milner special. I don't know if anybody will get that reference, but... And as we move down, this is another Pico building. This is another one of our favorites. This is the, I think the Sodenberg freight station. This is a nice one. We like this one a lot. That garage door there opens and shuts. You know, you can roll that up and roll that down, which is pretty cool. Oh, the same with the rolling door on the gas station. That rolls up and down as well. And then these are the first two things that we bought. This, I believe, is the, I don't know if that's the Durango or the Santa Fe or Rio Grande water tower there. That was our first build. And that was a pretty nice, second build, sorry. The Grizzly Flat station there on the left was the first build. And that's a nice station too. We have the Grizzly Flats, Bachmann, Mogul, Spectrum, I believe is the line. So that kind of went nice with that train. We'll run that a little bit later on in the year. But yeah, I'll get that nice water tower, and those counterweights actually work. You can pull down the water spout there. So very nice. Yeah, like I said, Grizzly Flats here. That's another Pico model. And then we have the Bear Inn. This is a Pola model. And as you can see here, even though it's sitting on its own block, it does have its own foundational base. You can see under the fence going around the outdoor sitting area. And then one of our favorites here, we got a beer garden here. This is from Pico. And this is really nice. Again, like I said, one of our favorites. That was a fun build. And the Pico gazebo. We put that in last year. And then these are the Pico kind of quick build kits over here. The post office, the general store, the Daily Grind Coffee House, and the Acme Hardware store. And then a lot of the figures are all like Preaser and Woodland Scenics, a lot of those figures. And then the cars we bought off of a die-cast website. They're all, I think, 124 scale, so those are all kind of nice. And then City Hall, which, believe it or not, is actually a birdhouse. My wife's found that at a store somewhere. I forget what store it was, but it looked like the right scale, so she picked it up. And the birdhouse hole is actually right under that town hall signage at the top there. So that signage covers the hole. We didn't want critters crawling in that hole and living in there, but that's actually a birdhouse. It just happens to be kind of the right scale. And then finally, we have the second of those maintenance shacks there from Pico. That came in a set of 2, I believe. And then over here we have we're big Jurassic Park, Jurassic World fans, so there is our Owen Grady commemorative display there with the Velociraptors and Chris Pratt's character, Owen Grady, from the Jurassic World movies. Love Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. So there you have it. This is our update, our May update. We got a lot further than we thought we would. Like I said, I just wanted to show you the cleaned up track and the rebuilt fountain and all that. But we got a lot further on this weekend than we thought we would. So we actually have trains running out here and we're pretty complete. Like I said, our upcoming projects this year will be to complete that zoo scene over there, kind of there where we saw all the animals. And we have a little bit of open space to fill in. We also want to hide some wires there. You can see the wires for the fountain there running along the road where that Boston and Maine is running. We'd like to put a couple of outlets in around this, around these walls here, so that we have places to plug stuff in that's a little bit more convenient. So that's another thing we'll accomplish, I think, this spring, summer. But yeah, there you have it. There's our update. This is our May update, and we are up and running at the Northeast Train Yard.